Every year, we recognize one individual whose commitment to military service and community are exemplary. Today, we are proud to honor United States Air Force veteran John Oppenheim. After service and a successful career, Mr. Oppenheim made it his ultimate mission to give back and fight for those less fortunate. Mr. Oppenheim has been a long-time advocate for veterans residing at U.S. Vets, providing peer support and keeping our veterans active through social activities. He not only brings awareness to our heroes facing homelessness by being an active voice, but strongly advocates for veterans to get the best care they deserve. Let's get to know this year's honoree.
I grew up in San Francisco in middle class. I graduated in 1958, and so when I got out of high school, there were three choices. Number one was get married, which at age 17 didn't sound like too good an idea. And then the other was to go to college, and I didn't particularly like school. And the third one was, because there was a draft still on, even though there was no war, was to go into the military. And it was not it was an honor to serve. And so a lot of my friends and I joined the service. And I enlisted in the Air Force because, first of all, I wanted to get out of California, and the Air Force is the only one that had basic training outside of California, and that was in Texas. I never really thought about joining a veteran organization while I was a civilian, and in 2002 I lost my job, and so I was unemployed, and I was only 61, and so I needed medical insurance, and the unemployment office had a workshop for veterans, and they said, come on and come to our hospital in Long Beach. And so that was my first real re-exposure to the military, and it was almost like putting on an old shoe, walking into the VA, seeing a lot of guys and gals that had served, and everybody there that was a patient, was a veteran. And so while I didn't necessarily join any veterans organizations, one of the things I did as just part of trying to keep fit was I took up yoga. And then after I left them, I wanted to volunteer, and I went over to the VA and said, hey, I want to teach yoga. But you don't walk in the front door of the VA and do that. But it took me a while. And they said, hey, we'd like you to go teach yoga at Century Villages for our drug and alcohol recovery program. And so that's how I ended up here. We started expanding beyond the VA and opened it up to all the people here. And one of my students she would come every once in a while, was the executive director of U.S. Vets. And so I started working with U.S. Vets in a couple things. One of the things was to start a thing called brain fitness. In addition to yoga, was to help veterans, and it really worked. It's a lot of the stuff I did really was around PTSD and depression that I had learned in doing yoga. Last year, as a result of COVID, and we had all been together doing stuff before, I was talking about brain fitness and yoga, kind of missed talking to each other. And we started a little Zoom meeting on Friday afternoons just to socialize. And last fall, there were some unfortunate passings of veterans over in permanent housing, and we started talking about, why. And I mean, there's depression and loneliness for these people. You can be lonely in a crowd. There's 361 units over there. And we said, what can we do? And so we decided to start a Veterans Council, and that's really what this is, No Veteran Left Behind. And so there's a lack of service out there, and our goal is to fill some of those gaps in working with the veterans who aren't as lucky or as well off as we are. We have needs, and we need to fill them, and I believe that we can get it done. I'd like to thank U.S. Vets for giving me this honor of Veteran Advocate of the Year. To be chosen was really a privilege and